Okay, let's take a look at the AI Photo Studio. You'll see right here you can drag or drop an image. You can also browse and then upload the image. We're going to use the one from the AI Images video. And we're going to go through only one of these options, but there are several. So there's reimagine, same style, etc., etc. Each one has its own amount of credit usage, and that's because of how Stable Diffusion manages the credits for these options. But let's go ahead and let's try a search and replace. So, okay, you have your image uploaded, and that'll be required because this is about messing with images you already have. Let's do replace candy cane with a mug of hot chocolate. And then negative prompt is the things you don't want included. Um, let's say um, Christmas stuff. That might be a little bit too much for the AI to handle. So you'll see in some other videos, as well as in the course at edu.promise.legal, that the more granular the task you give the AI, the better your outcomes will be. The more broad or far reaching, the less effective it'll be because it's trying to predict what the image will look like. And if you give it a bunch of different inputs, it's going to go and try and find matches for everything, which sort of waters it down to something generic. Versus, say, so for example, if you're looking up a case law article, right, you might do something like what is the precedent for personal injury in Texas? And if you look for that, you're going to find a bunch of random stuff that's not very granular. But if you say, what is the precedent for personal injury law in Texas where a pedestrian is hit by a motorcyclist, you're going to find something much more narrow and like tailored to a specific situation. You can think of it kind of like that with AI. You want it to be sort of narrow and tailored. So rather than do a million things here, you might do one thing at a time to get the best results. But let's move on. So these are the advanced settings. You can also ignore these if you want and just put in what you want to replace and what the prompt is. But with the advanced settings, you can do negative prompts, which is stuff you want it to avoid. Creativity is how far afield from the original photo you're sort of giving it the reign to do. Control strength is the strength of the image. So, like, how persistent the image is against the generations by the AI. Seed is randomness. So 0 is random. You can also put in your own seed number. It will determine how the output is generated. So if you do a seed of 1, you're likely to get the same output over and over again. But if you change the seed each time, you'll get something different. And that can be useful for ensuring that you get a similar type of generation each time. So perhaps you want to use a particular seed for every generation you do to try and keep some things consistent. But this is, again, an advanced technique. And so we're just not going to go into that too much. But you have those options um, available to you. Let's see what we get. Again, this is stable diffusion only. So you'll see it only lists your stable diffusion credits, not your Dolly credits. And that's because Dolly does not offer this the same option. Nope, wasn't super successful. Let's see if we can do better. Okay, let's try this. do the negative prompt. Let's do, that's probably good. Let's reduce the control strength. Let's see what we get now. There we go. That one worked. You'll notice it's like the image, I don't know if you all had the same sensation, but it was like the image didn't really change, except that now there is actually a mug of hot chocolate. But going from that previous one to this one, it's like it kept the same form. But yeah, there you have it. So this is probably not a perfect outcome, but this is, you know, an interim step into a better outcome if your end goal is mug of hot chocolate with the same background in place. But there you have it. That is the AI Photo Studio.